What is up, card fighters? Welcome back to another deck profile, this time featuring the first ever Divines era deck profile. Big shout out to Top Deck Heroes for the background for the characters that you see on the thumbnail. We'll be using those from here on out for most of the videos. Now, what differentiates the Divines era? Well, most importantly, energy generators. You have to run them now, so keep that in mind. You can either use this thing with a little counter, or you can use these little tokens. Whichever you prefer, go right ahead. Now, without further ado, I think it's time we take a look at Welstra. Now, for our ride line, we're running the same one as all of them for the starter. We have Strasser. When he's rode upon by Uber, you can Soul Blast 1 to search a product with the same grade or lower as your Vanguard. Then Uber, who can operate on attacking for Energy Blast 3. And then, of course, when he's rode upon by a Divine skill Welstra, Soul Blast 1, discard 1 to add 2 products from your deck to your hand. Pretty amazing. Then, of course, we have the new Welstra. When he's attacking you, Energy Blast 3, you operate a product, and he gets plus 10k until end of battle. His Divine skill is Counter Blast 1. You set 2 products up to 2 from your hand in your order zone, and if you set 2, you operate one of them. You will always set 2. Now let's take a look at the deck. Starting us off, we're just going to go over this. You run Persona Ride copies. You want a Persona Ride, obviously. More importantly, we're running one Eingarten. He's good to get into the soul. He's good to early game if you want to rush your opponent just slightly. Since your Uber is now a battle phase operator, you slightly lose the advantage that you used to have with Lubetzal. Lubetzal is still a great card because it gives you card draw. It soul charges you as well. Depending on your matchup, you want to search for either one of these. Eingarten loses its advantage in the late game. It is what it is. We are running 3 copies of Freischutz Maximum. Of course, he's the main operating card that you want to use. All of your operators will be using this one to retire your opponent's field, to minus their power, and of course, the last time you operate for that turn, you will be calling him out because that's a 23k body on the field, and your opponent will hopefully be very minus. Last but not least, we're running the Orbital Space Station. This one can be used the first turn that you use it. It does energy charge and draw you. After you've set it for a turn and Welstra operates this, it minuses your opponent for 10k, retires him 1, and if he's on 4 or less, deals the damage. Still running 4 copies of Freiheit. He's an operator for Soul Blast 2. The on place can get you either an order or your Persona Ride, which is insane. I don't really know what else you would want. This is an insane card. So then our new addition to the deck is Trolle. Now she is a 15k beater as long as you have a product in the order zone. But when she attacks and you have a Divine Welstra, you can counterblast 1 and operate a product, which is more battle phase operating, which is pretty good in my opinion. Also, she looks like Cortana from Halo. I know everybody said it already. Yes, I'm also a big Halo fan. At least the older ones had to include this. For our grade 1s, running Bobomine, we counterblast a lot. We want those resources. He also goes into Soul, which is even better because that means you can use Freiheit more. Then we are running 3 copies of, I think his name is Eins. In any case, he goes into Soul when your grade 2 or greater order is put into the order zone, so this can actually proc when Maximum returns back into the order zone. So that means your field will be clear from anything that will retire, from anything that would dominate. It once again gives you extra soul, which we always like. Same thing with Strasser. He's the counter charger, just like Bobomine, but with the same conditions as Eins. Lastly, for the main deck, we are running 3 PGs, 1 Elementaria Sanctitude. Lastly, we'll go over the triggers. We run, of course, Eldo Breath. This is just a really, really insane card, doubling your power and your criticals. Your opponent will be getting rushed either way, And this is just to win more card at this point. You're running 3 draws. Honestly, yeah, this is once again just getting more advantages, getting more operators into your hand to call them out, to have, you know, more operators. Then of course, we are running 8 crits. You have to run the new Blitz crit, in my opinion. It just looks so cool. And the adorable Blitz heal. That's it for the deck itself. If you have any questions, let me know. I really like the beatdown that this deck can give. What I don't like is how I keep drawing my triggers when I use Lubatsol. Now, that's a me problem, and I hope none of you will have to experience that, and I hope you enjoy playing this deck. Thank you, stay radiant.